Okay, question 17. The diagram shows triangle ABC. You were given the following information. D is a point on the side BC. Okay, so D is somewhere along here. Right, okay, so ABC then is 35 degrees. So angle ABC, let's fill this in, right? All the information needs to be on here. And angle ACB is 60 degrees. So angle ACB, okay, that's nice, 60 degrees. AC is 10.6. So AC is 10.6. That's the side there, A to C, isn't it? So that's 10.6 centimeters. And BD is 14.2. Okay, so BD is 14.2, which is, well, we don't know where D is, don't we? So we can sort of just say it's there. Okay, and BD then we know is 14.2. Okay, so maybe we get a ruler out to sort of clarify things going on here. Okay, and we know that's 10.6 there. Okay, so calculate the length, it says AD. Okay, so we want to find this length here, AD. Okay, that's what we're looking for there, AD. Now, the way I would be thinking here is we've got two sort of triangles that have been formed, okay, with 7 marks. We've got angles and sides, so we've got to be thinking about sine and cosine rule, okay, and with 7 marks here, likelihood is that we're going to use both of those rules, okay. That's the chances of this here, that we'll use both rules to get to the answer. Now, the good thing is you've got angles, okay, you've got a couple of angles here. You could even work out this angle, couldn't you? Right, because that angle there would be the completion of the triangle, but maybe that's no good to us because really this angle's been split, isn't it, by the line A to D, so we won't worry about that. What we have got, we've got an angle here and a side here. We've got a pair that we know, that angle and its opposite side. So when we have a pair, we often can use the sine rule, and that's what I'm going to use here. I think I'm going to use the sine rule because I know that angle and I know the opposite side there. I also know this angle, so I could work out this side here, couldn't I? So I'm going to use the sine rule to get that side there. Let's just go for it. So this side here would be called little c, won't it? Because I got this opposite angle c here. Just ignore this line AD for a minute, ignore it. So that's little c, opposite angle c. And this is going to be little b here, opposite angle b here. So then I want little c, don't I? Little c, so little c over sine 60 degrees, okay? Using the sine rule on page 2, equals a little b, which is 10.6, over sine of big angle B, 35. So all you've got to do then is take that sine 60 over, because you're dividing by sine 60, take it over and you end up timesing by sine 60. Okay, so you can type that into your calculator as such. So 10.6 sine 60, divide that answer then by sine 35, and you get 16.00, and that's quite nice, isn't it? So 16.0 centimeters. Okay, so I can put that there. Now that we've got that, okay, and we've used the sine rule, don't forget, maybe now we can go ahead to work out AD. Of course, with AD then we can use the cosine rule, okay, and we can use the cosine rule in this case because we've got two sides, the angle in between, we can use the cosine rule, okay. So now if I focus on this triangle here, okay, it might be better, just so it's a bit clearer for you, that we draw this out again. So we just focus on the sides that we want. So we want AD here, okay, and we've got B here, and we know this angle is 35 degrees, okay. Now what I'll do, I'll call this side now, in this case little b, right? So see this side here we're referring to, I'm going to call this little b because I'm focusing now on this triangle, okay? So I'll call this little b here, and I'll call this little d, but of course I know this to be 16.0. I worked it out in the previous question when I called it c, you know, when I was referring to the big triangle. So now I'm going to call it little d, because it's opposite that angle there, and I'm going to call this little a here, and of course I know that's 14.2. Okay, so I want side AD, so I'm going to want little b here. So quite simply, using the cosine rule from page 2, which is a squared, isn't it? I'll write it out as it is on page 2. Okay. Okay, now in this case, it's all about when we're using angle A and little a. So in this case, though, I want to use angle B, don't I? So angle B. So I want to have big B here. If I have big B here, I'm going to have little b here. So we change the letters round. It doesn't matter so much. It's just the fact is we're using angle B. So we're going to have cos B, aren't we? Of course, if we're using angle B here, we need to have little b here. So there'll be b squared then equals then the other two sides, so a squared and d squared. Take away 2AD then, okay? So little b then will be a squared, which is 14.2 squared, plus d squared, which is 16.0 squared. Take away 2 times 14.2 times 16.0 times cos 35. I'm running out of room there, just about fitted it on. So get my calculator, let's work that out. 14.2 squared plus 16.0 squared. Take away 2 times 14.2 times 16 times cos 35. We can do all this in one go. So you get out the answer then. B squared is 85.417, etc., etc. To get B then, of course, you need to square root that answer. So square root ants, and you comes out to be then 9.2 centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place.